One who predicts the future soon learns to eat round glass.
All right, I had to start the videotaping already just because I can only be in one place at one time.
That was gonna work for We haven't had much luck recently, right?
With what? Oh, we're having it working? Yeah, well, we'll see tonight. Tonight.
So Hal, I have a random question. Why did you buy your house?
In high school, playing poker, one of my best friends, who never called me by Darren, said, "You look like a Hal," and everybody started.
I've had this conversation with people about what people's names would be if their name wasn't their name. Like I'm an Ellen, I guess.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
My
are.
trainer in college was a Colin with 2 L's. If I write him a Colin with 1 L if I didn't, so.
Yeah, no, that's how I got there, and then it stuck, and I was too foolish to change it when I went to college.
Okay, well, we have these conversations in the
If we don't do it now, we
sometimes, but I was like,
So that's why
Chuck
that's
Schumer
there.
should really go in the paper as Charles in parentheses Chuck, because that's what we
That's
do for
right.
everybody else.
Yeah, because when we come back, I'll
Or
tell you
in
whether it's good to go or not.
quotation,
Yeah.
Because we can pay
I hate
for
that
it.
it's, I hate that. I just
He's
wanted
so
to-
well known as Chuck
Well, and it's
Schumer.
kind of
he
stuff
does
already.
the
So you're telling me I'm not as well known as Chuck
Pay
Schumer?
everything.
I'm
It
getting
says to
there.
get the discount.
You win that DRI, you might be Hal.
There you go. There
Right,
you go.
they're gonna wait till we make sure it's good in the background there.
Ah,
It's such a pending
Sometimes.
inspection.
That's not on the
And
news.
that's the proposal, and then
I know
when
they got it.
it's already, I set it up ahead,
Mhm.
it's pending.
There's quite a few people.
Perfect.
actually.
it's working.
And that's next week, so,
Yeah, if it doesn't pass, it doesn't pass.
right.
Well, I do, so that's perfect. I guess I'll give it up to let people use this to see.
Thank you, Tanya, for putting the notes and all the, all the activity online. I've read it all already.
Oh, good.
Well, that's why we do it.
Yeah, I thought,
Obviously, you people were able to read all this stuff, right?
I sent the actual financial photo home with you guys,
Yeah, okay.
so.
That's boring for most people anyhow.
This way, there's some changes in there, I really didn't catch changes in my room, but you can see I broke up all the racks, so it's better by score.
Okay.
So you can actually track the revenue and the expenses for them, not just for the contractual, I did it in personnel and equipment, everything.
Nice.
So I spent a lot of time moving it around.
We'll get on that 5-year plan on the vehicles too one of these days.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, actually, that starts tomorrow. We're doing, we have training, the highway superintendent software.
Regular.
We have to put them all in, and that's what starts our
Oh,
5-year
that's
plan.
great.
So we get training on how to use it, and it's installed in the computers, and then we start setting up, because you'll see all the inspections. Can't do it instantly, some of them are.
One
So
around.
we begin?
On Monday, starts at 5, it's good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please silence your cell phones, and a reminder that we are recording for posterity and transparency. All right. So, first up is we have 2 public hearings.
Public hearing number 1, recreation reserves of $6,779.50 will be used to purchase football equipment and cheerleader uniforms.
Does anyone care to speak on this? Hearing none. Close the public hearing. Motion?
I'll make a motion that we utilize the recreation reserves of 6,000 as noted for the football equipment and cheerleading uniforms.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Public hearing number 2, Local law amending Homer Code, section 194-5, encroachments of the code of the Village of Homer in Cortland County, New York. Be it enacted by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Homer as follows. The Village of Homer Code, section 194-5 is hereby amended by this local law to add these provisions as follows. Section 1, permit required for. A, notwithstanding any other provision of this chapter, it shall be unlawful for any new restaurant or food establishment to permit any food or beverage service on the public streets or sidewalks without receiving a permit from the Village of Homer. Restaurants which have already established food or beverage service upon the public streets or sidewalks prior to the enactment of this law are exempt from prosecutions and enforcement of this provision. Any new restaurant, person, or establishment that violates this section shall be subject to penalties, section 149-9. B, the Board of Trustees shall have the authority to establish any rules or fees for the required permit for any restaurant that wishes to serve food or have an outdoor seating area on the street or sidewalks. Section 2, severability. If any part or provision of this local law or the application thereof to any person or circumstances be adjudged invalid by any court of competent jurisdiction, such judgment shall be confined in its operation to the part or provision or application directly involved in the controversy in which such judgment shall have been rendered and shall not affect or impair the validity of the remainder of this local law or the application thereof to other persons or circumstances. And the Board of Trustees of the Village of Homer hereby declares that it would have passed this local law or the remainder thereof had such invalid application or invalid provision been apparent. Section 3, effective date. The local law shall take effect immediately upon the filing of the Office of New York State Secretary in accordance with section 27 of the Municipal Home Rule Law.
Anyone care to speak on this? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion that we accept it.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, right thing to do. All right. I'm going to be proper. First thing we got to do is approve the minutes from last meeting.
I have a couple checks on that. Second page, I think it was Tim that mentioned adding in a composite in the uniform policy regarding footwear.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
See that?
Want to make sure credit's given where credit's due. Third paragraph down, overall, the price will not change, not Pride. Second sentence up and bottom. Paragraph above attorney, the last section about Albany International is kind of awkward. I think if you just take out the second to pay bills allowing Albany International, just, you see what I'm talking about there, John?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the last thing is we went to a working session, not to an executive session.
And we went to executive first.
And I think we should.
And then we exited and went to working, so, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, you just don't have that. We want to do a working session.
okay, we can have that. I have the time on that broken out on my notes. in
Okay.
there, So I can add that
Because we spent most of our time on
in
the
the
working session.
Yeah, because we were done. It was roughly 15 minutes and I can get that.
Okay, because as I read it now, we went to our executive session, so. it's
Okay.
time, but we weren't.
No, I'll get that.
Thank you.
I have it written.
I would make a motion to accept the report with the changes.
Second. Discussion?
I would like to comment that this is the second or third month in a row that we've done official business at our quote-unquote work session, even though it was noticed and it was proper and legal. I bet you didn't have these people here regardless, because they probably thought it was going to be a work session. So that's why I protested and didn't come. Because I think it's improper unless the mayor wants to call an emergency meeting and then I'm there, and you know I would be. It's starting to become a habit and I don't like it. It's not right. So I'm going to abstain from voting on this, seeing I wasn't there.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Abstentions?
Same.
There we go. All right, next item. So Fred's not here. I don't think there's really any updates on the building right now, are there?
No.
You want to save, you want to do that, your notes from their meeting now, or do you want to wait till later? For your
If it's,
comments?
if it's under Fred, I'll cover
Sure,
it now.
okay.
You guys know there's the assessment challenge at Speedway Corp, so we're not the only ones. They're looking at files up there on the stage area for the assessors. So the file cabinets will go up where the windows are on their side. It'll go up, I think, the second window pane up. That'll give them more storage, and they feel kind of like they're in a fishbowl right now. So it'll give them a little bit more privacy for their, but that should also, second order effect is that should clear up more storage on the other side, which will be more storage for us. They received the letter referenced the fire department contract. They approved the dry hydrant at East River Crossing, but that's mostly for our fire department folks. They talked about the bus stop. We're talking about a bus stop for the village, and we discussed this with the town, and they've discussed it with Catherine Wild and the Homer Business Association, and they feel that the town hall is not the place. And that's not been the only people that have said that they don't think the town hall is the place. Some other recommendations were the green or across from the Rooster House, but that would have to go through First Religious Society or in front of the Village Rec Department.
I don't like the village green idea.
Yeah, well, this is just what they were talking about. Pine Street, there's still, what's left to do is the riprap. There's a confusion about the permitting. That's the last thing they have to do to close out that project, is they will be putting in the riprap. Let's see. And then we had the legislator, Linda Jones was there. They mentioned that Andrea Herzog is the new finance director for the county. Because of the new changes with the raise the age on the judicial side, the county has to hire 2 new attorneys. They finished their 2017 AUD and they're starting the 2018. 2 new boards were created, and I won't go into these because you guys can get that later. And then, as everybody knows in the paper today, that the county administrator search continues. They recommended neither applicant. So that was the highlights.
Very good. All right, authorizing the payment of the bills.
Actually,
You want to do your report
can you
first?
hold on that? We need to do those after the band.
Okay,
But Malin needs to leave.
you gotta go now, Malin?
I got a few minutes. Our meeting is until 7, so.
Oh,
Okay,
to do the bills, we have to do number I, or letter I.
jump ahead to letter I.
So there's no real paperwork. The man is due. It's 400,000 principal, 4,250, 33 interest. To pay, once we pay that off, we can start getting our reimbursement on the sewer project. It's included in the FNG vouchers, and that's why I was saying we had to do I first.
Got it.
I'll make a motion that we pay the band.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Now back to paying of the bills.
Make a motion to authorize payment of the bills.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, all right. Treasurer's report. You want to do treasurer's first? All right.
My favorite playground equipment is coming Monday.
Is it?
So it will be here, and then we have to finish setting up how we're setting it up. So we have to have our meetings. It's gonna be delivered to DPW Monday.
I got a of course, but there's a day of service, United Way Day of Service coming up September 25th.
Okay.
And it was, geez, there's two companies, I would have to go look, that were interested in coming and setting up all the playground equipment. We
Oh,
wanted to have them, but that's on September 25th, but I figure maybe site prep and everything and layout will take maybe that long anyway, so
right.
it might work out okay.
You'll see all the bond paperwork was sent and signed. It actually closed today. Without hearing, that's all set. Yeah, and our accounting software, we further defined all the sports so that we can actually break out the revenue and expense, not just by sport, but also every category. So equipment, personnel, every person who's been paid off has been categorized into what sport. So.
Okay.
For us, we have the fixed asset software coming tomorrow at 10:30, and that's the beginning of where we're doing our 5-year plan on all our assets.
Excellent.
And then we will actually be able to cost out every expense on maintenance on a vehicle. So at the end of the year, there'll be an inventory done of everything, whether it's oil filters to tires, and the cost for those will be in there. And then we'll be adding a whole bunch more counts for next year, so that each one will be individualized budget, and then it will cost it right out each time we fix a vehicle.
Wow, that's excellent. That'll be very handy.
We're getting it early so that we can put it all in.
Good, good.
Our safety committee's first meeting is August 30th, and the department has heard about it, so
Right.
they know to bring things for their department. Other than that,
I see, potentially we're gonna be short 45,000 due to sales tax
Yep.
revenue, thanks
Great.
to the county legislature.
yep,
And I will remind every resident of the Village of Homer about whose fault that is forever and ever.
so at halfway right now,
Right,
if you just doubled it, we're 45,000 short, because we received 2 quarters.
right.
And do you want to comment on the impact of that, or our sales?
We're gonna have to raise taxes, probably 2%.
What we have, people, is we normally tax about $1.3 million in taxes. The rest is revenues we get for franchise fees and government and that kind of stuff. So what we bill the residents in the village is about 1.3 million. So 1% increase of that is only 13,000. You just saw we got cut 45,000. So we either have to come up with a 3% tax increase, or we're gonna try our darndest to make sure that we do cuts without reducing services, because that's the other part of that coin. So this is a tough deal when you lose that $45,000. And they say they're gonna keep increasing how much they're gonna take away. So it's gonna get worse before it gets better. So you can beat up the county all you want now, I'm with you.
They're passing the buck.
Haven't they been projecting that their revenue intake for that is higher than normal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, theirs is higher, but they're taking a higher.
Yeah, no,
percentage.
that's what I'm saying, so
Yeah.
just when it gets good, we get the, yeah.
We have a couple other areas that will be over budget that we'll be looking at in the work session.
Right.
And you'll see them listed, but a lot of it has to deal with the workers' compensation.
All right, I would entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okey-doke. Cemetery, looks like a pretty easy one from Jim. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, code enforcement, Kevin's busy. We're doing a lot of quality of life issue stuff, which is good.
91 inspections this month, pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a lot.
409 for the year.
He's busy. Year is half over. Oh, no, the year isn't half over. We start
3 quarters.
February. No, it's not January. It's not that. Yeah, we start what?
April 1st.
April 1st, so, wow. Yeah, I read those at home.
I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the codes report.
I'll second.
Discussion.
Just want to say that as we receive the complaints and they go to our code enforcement officer, he is getting after it. So you may not see immediate results, but results are being had.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. Dog control. All right.
I'll second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right, PW.
There's 3 reports.
What?
There's 3 reports.
Oh, 3 reports? Okay, I see. Yeah. All right.
I guess I'd like to make mention for the camera and the DPW is picking up a lot of personal junk off the streets. And I'm pretty sure I signed bills to pay for about $500 or $600.
Yeah, we're no longer going to be picking that up. They're just going to be getting notices of fines.
So pay attention.
$50 first offense, $100 second offense, $250 every subsequent offense.
Because it's costing the rest of the taxpayers money. It's
Yeah.
not right.
No, it's not right.
$690 this month.
It's gotta stop.
Let's see.
Al, have you heard anything about the concrete or the sidewalk grant that we turned in for the feds? That was a
We
big,
didn't get that one.
oh, we didn't get it? All right.
No. So we're gonna,
No feedback as to why or?
Jay, who did the application, was gonna get in touch with them and find out why and then reapply. We're gonna reapply, so.
Yeah.
We're gonna postpone the other one because we needed the federal one to use as matching for the state. So,
Sidewalks, you know, obviously are
Sure.
important, so.
okay.
I'm all for doing it.
Any comments, discussions on the DPW report?
Can you hold that for a minute? There was a question on one of the words, and I'm emailing Mike to see what it means.
What's that?
Maybe tell me
What,
It's hugging.
hugging? Where'd you see that?
Under street
street
updates,
updates, 2/3 million.
Devin Randler. I think it would just be a typo, but
It says prepared clay by working into a soft condition, typically in a machine with rotating blades.
all right.
So I guess they did some pugging.
Hugging is a mill where you take out the blacktop, you run through a pug mill, it makes it smaller, you introduce new asphalt, liquid asphalt.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
there you go. Learn something every day.
That's our word for the day, folks.
Can
Any-
do with dogs.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion on that DPW report?
I'd like a motion to accept it as written.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Okay. Farmers market.
It's been very good lately.
I heard somebody went and bought $100 worth of garlic one day.
Yeah, I hear it's the best in town.
Very odd.
Gotta be a restaurant maybe.
I know I bought some
Yeah, the
candles.
guy
It
that
was
has-
excellent.
Oh, really? Oh.
Halloween.
McCabe, that doesn't sound.
It was Aaron, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes, some other guy,
Some other one.
My car smelled delicious for days.
right?
Yeah.
You got to try garlic seeds, right? Very good. Any other comments? Did we ever get Homer Hops moved or no?
No, I
No.
mean, they're kind of sporadic now anyways, because they got a lot of other things
Yeah,
going
they're very
on.
popular.
They are very popular,
good.
which is wonderful.
Yeah, no, I
And
love it.
they're gonna be expanding, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we'll be able to get
Good.
more of them. But,
Yeah,
but I have the paperwork and stuff, and I've talked with, Department of Transportation to know how to go about doing it. So I'm thinking like for next year.
okay,
I don't know, we do still have a couple more months though, so maybe
okay.
not this year.
I have a feeling,
They're
you
kind
know,
of, like they don't care because they're getting business
yeah,
regardless. So,
we might wind up down the road too with more, Summer Hill might want to start coming, and some of these other, I mean, they're opening breweries all over the place, so.
right.
There's one in Preble now called Armco or something,
Is
Tony, Armco or
I
something.
feel like I read an article by somebody that talked about how many breweries Homer had at one time, but I don't know who wrote that. Martin, how many did we used to have? Was it 8? I feel like you wrote 8.
Well, I can't remember.
That was a good
It's
article.
been so many years ago. I can't remember.
Oh, it was not that many years ago you wrote that.
We had about 4 to 6 pubs at one time, or saloons or taverns or bars, whatever you want to call them. As far as breweries, I don't think we had that many, except we had about 2 across Brewery Hill. That's why it's called Brewery Hill.
Oh, just 2 on Brewery Hill?
Yeah. We seem to be more into the spirits.
Oh.
We wanted to distill rather than just, the hard stuff. More profitable.
Yeah.
It doesn't rot, monetary exchange. And for medicinal purposes.
Always for medicinal purposes. Did I entertain a motion to accept the farmer's market?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Okay. Fire department. Millie, you got anything you want to throw in here since you're here?
One thing that's coming up, September 18th, not here, but it's Citizens Preparedness Course at the Regional Training Center at 6:30 on September 18th. If anybody wants to go, you get a nice little emergency preparedness kit when you get done. There's posters here at the town, put them up at the fire station. And you can sign up at the website, and I forgot what that is, but it's on the poster, so if anybody's listening, they can check and get what that information is, or they might be able to go to the Department of Emergency Response and Communications website and find a link to it there.
Where's that again, Malin?
Training Center, Regional Training Center, out behind Cortland Hills Fire Station. Starts at 6:30.
There's one in Binghamton on, I think, the 12th. I can't go to the 18th, so I'll be away.
There's
but-
one in Brighton.
Yeah, there's one in Dryden, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Binghamton.
Oh, is there?
And I thought it was
Didn't
the
know that.
first 100 people, I believe. Or there's a limitation on how many kits they will be handing out, yeah.
You know, and I have a question on our ladder truck. How old is it? How many miles on it?
70,000 plus, and it's
Miles.
a 2004, I think.
And how many more years are we paying for it?
Nothing's paid for it.
The ladder truck's paid for?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was the one that had the bond on it,
That's
no?
the caps,
No.
that's the engine, that's the
Oh, the
pumper.
engine, okay.
501, the one that we
How many
replaced the
miles
frame
were on it
on.
when we got it? Must have been 50 or 60.
Oh, it's probably, yeah, I don't, it doesn't run a lot of miles.
I know.
But miles
Just
cranks
cost
up on
us
it.
15,000 on an engine.
I know,
Yeah. So
well, you wouldn't
it's
want
got the
to,
25-year life, right?
you wouldn't have wanted to buy a new one at $1.2 million.
Oh, no, I understand, but still, wow. Okay.
We,
Will it have the 25-year life, you think, or?
the truck itself,
Yeah.
I would hope you wouldn't keep it for 25, but I guess if you want to do that, I won't see it,
The
but
2004, you said.
it is.
All right,
I'm
so
pretty sure it's a 2000.
15 years now, so.
And we got it.
That's only
in
10 years to go for 25. So
2000,
we're looking
but it
at
was-
buying a new one pretty quick then.
It was 9 or 10 years old when we bought it. That was a used truck.
I know.
And the
We're
problem
$500,000
is
bucks.
you can't much without buying something custom, you can't find something that fits in this.
Oh, I understand.
So,
And
I mean, the ladder's good.
5-year plan, budgeting and everything, wow.
The ladder and stuff is, I mean, everybody's writing it up as being well maintained, that it's in good shape. But
No, I'm not dinging the truck. I'm
No,
just
no, I know.
thinking about, when's the next one and how we.
Well, it's on your, replacement chart, I think, isn't it?
All the trucks.
Yeah.
Were on there as to when and how and what we might get out of them if we
Yeah.
sold them and.
So, yeah, we'll be putting money in reserves, like we discussed. I think we talked about, we need to put about $100,000 a year in reserves for the fire trucks.
We said we were paying off this one, which is $110,000 a year, which we transferred this past month, and then we were gonna continue doing that.
So, yeah, when you bond for it for the life of the truck, you pay for it like 2.5 times over.
Yeah, we're not bonding anymore.
Wasn't a smart move.
No more bonding.
And we've got to keep it till it's paid for. So.
Yeah.
Then that just reminded me of something else, and I forgot what that was. We are going next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Mike and I are going to Spartan to inspect the chassis for the new one. I'd like to be able to start advertising at least the one we're going to replace, 503, for sale, and to see what we might be able to get. It's for guys' anticipation that we might see it April or May. So I think if we start now, just to see if we get bites and what may happen. If it's kind of close to when the other one will be delivered, maybe we let it go early and just deal with the ladder and the engine and, mutual aid for the time being. If we can get a good buck out of it.
Sure.
Yep.
But if there's no issue in trying to.
Expensive fixed asset to actually sell it.
So we have to wait for a new business to do that?
No.
We can do it right now.
Yeah, you need a motion to do that.
I'm just looking to advertise it and see what we get.
So even to advertise it, we need a
We
motion.
might sell it.
Well, he
We're not gonna sell it.
He wouldn't sell it until he would have to run the bid by us to approve it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would approve the advertising.
I would say if we got something that sounded really good,
No,
I'll bring
we
it to
can
you
come
and then
back,
you could
yeah.
decide to sell it or do whatever you wanted with it, but.
Well, if we gotta make a motion, I'll make a motion for it. It's fine.
I'll second it.
And the motion's just to advertise.
Just for advertising? Yeah.
All fair?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
The only other thing I got there at some point, if we can talk about the PSA test for our interior guys over 40 and see where that may go.
Did,
That was given as part of the price of.
Did you give me the number of, I think we were waiting on you to tell us the number of people that would need it. We just need to know how many.
If you were, I forgot that part.
That's okay.
So
Yeah,
I will-
you just gotta tell us how many people require it so that we have a dollar amount.
Well, I was
I don't
looking
see
at
it.
anybody that reaches 40 and is an interior firefighter, because right now that's what the cancer bill covers.
Right.
And then look at maybe those people every third year, or something like that, unless there's something that shows up, and then I would think that they would want to go see their own doctor.
I think we're pretty much totally in favor of it. We just need to know how many people so we have a dollar amount. And then we'll,
Appropriate.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we can approve
If that
it.
was the case, I
Waiting for.
That's all right.
certainly screwed that up.
Yeah, just let us know how many and how much so that we have it.
I will do that.
Take care of the brave guys.
And I know that if there's nothing that shows up, that they don't usually require you for 10 years. Because that's what mine showed up nothing, so I'm not till 50.
Thing is, we're more susceptible to that than you guys are. And maybe it would be okay to go 5 years or something, but.
It's not that expensive, it's just a blood test.
Yeah, but it's I think it's $100 and some to test that, but I will get those numbers for you.
Thank you, sir.
And obviously you've seen that we got the grant, and I gave Dan all the paperwork. It's a reimbursable, but we're having to pay for it, but half of it comes from the town fire district and half of it comes from the Department of Environmental Conservation. And the new people, I don't know what happened, but the pipe was ordered one day, it was there 2 days later, and the permit was just about as fast. I've never seen a DEC permit to allow us to work in a creek or a stream come so fast, so we're waiting for 2 more pieces to come in, and hopefully the town, will be able to dig us a ditch and we'll get
I
it.
hope they issue a permit that fast when we go to rip out the Albany Dam there.
I wish we put the dam back.
The Albany International Dam? Slow the river down. You want to just kind of float around? Is that what it is?
No, but you know what that's done for our access to be able to draft out of there?
Oh,
For using it for firefighting.
Right.
It's gone way down.
oh, yeah, sure.
And we used that when 23 South Main burned. We went to the river,
Oh, did you really?
yes. But you guess, what do you want to do?
Okay,
If you don't have any questions, I'm gonna head to another meeting.
enjoy.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Make a motion to accept the.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Well, we don't have a quick, how was that for the parking on, when was that gonna go through? Central Park Place there by the school?
We have to do a public hearing, and they're gonna talk about that, like, afterwards,
Okay,
figure out when they wanna have
And
it.
let me warn you, Ed, that's gonna be a non-scheduled board meeting, public hearing, so that we can get it done, so that the law is in effect before school starts.
Call an emergency, chief?
well, it's.
What's a public
the
hearing
parking even- I've been watching it.
I know.
Parking both sides, and
Yep.
it's very tough.
We gotta fix it, and
It's gotta be
it's,
done before school
they
starts.
wanna do it before school starts. Fire inspection report, Cody, got anything to add up other than this?
That looks pretty good,
That's good,
actually.
man.
I don't believe so.
Pretty good.
I'd like to type up some sort of posting for our Facebook page and shoot it out to whoever directs that, so we can put something up about carbon monoxide alarms.
That'd be me, so please do and send it my way.
Email, yeah. It's coming, when the law got instituted, they only last about 10 years. It was about 10 years ago, so a lot of people are expiring and they're not replacing them.
Ah,
So
all
I'd just like
right,
to put a little public safety reminder.
very good. Yes, I would gladly, and I'll put it in the Homer News too.
I've seen enough taking calls because of false alarms out of them.
Motion,
I'll make a motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Police department, Bob's, got another thing right now.
Well, I was impressed that they only did 40 vehicle stops in a month. The night I went out, we did 7. And so they only issued 3 tickets that night. Well, they could have issued a lot more because there were people speeding everywhere. Well, so we're not a speed trap town, obviously. That's all they did is stop 40 people in a month. So that's not, which is something. I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Discussion?
I'd like to see that, the grant update there. It looks like we got more money.
Yeah, he's very good about going after grant money.
So I'd just like to comment. Good job, Chief.
He turned in everything for me to build the IRT too, so I'll have that
Good.
for you next.
Excellent. All right.
All in favor?
Nope, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Recreation. Zach, you got any highlights you want to hit?
Excellent concert series, as usual.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Looked like there was an awful lot of people there last night.
I think we might have maxed out close to 150.
That's good.
I think the jazz band was pretty good. Nothing glaring.
Yeah.
Football helmets are taken care of.
Very good.
Soccer with all the field issues went well, it seems.
Soccer was okay, Calais was pretty congested. At one point, we had people parking next to the gate, so in a situation where an ambulance would need to get by, it would not have been able to. So I sent out.
It was almost impossible the one night we had to get in there with an ambulance.
When's that?
A couple weeks ago, we had a call there.
Oh, this is the first I'm hearing about that, so that's good.
It was not one of the, it wasn't a kid, it was a parent.
Okay, okay.
No, either way, it's still, you need to be able to get in there.
Yeah. So football's gonna be a lot worse. I sent out an email already, kind of trying to curtail that, telling people they should not expect to park at Calais, utilize the waterworks, utilize Newman, or not Newman, the park there next to the ice cream.
Right, yeah, right.
Street parking, because you can park on the one side going southbound, the side street, so we'll see how it progresses. Maybe we'll need to make a call to Bob to help address that. Maybe. Other than that, I think it's good.
Excellent. Very good, sir.
I'll make a motion to accept this minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Water and sewer. Looks pretty standard. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make it.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor? Unanimous. All right. Let's see. Next up, privilege of the floor. Does anyone care to speak on any topics not on the agenda?
Anybody online?
No, I haven't got any. Huh?
You might wanna, we took something off the agenda and some of the people might be here for that, like the signs. So
For the
if you said
signs?
not on the agenda, they don't know it's not on the agenda.
Okay, yeah,
So-
the sign proposal is not on the agenda, so if anyone wants to speak for a few minutes on the signs, we can let that happen.
It was tabled.
Anybody?
I'll speak. My name is Jane O'Shea. I grew up in Homer. I taught local history in Homer for 16 years. I wrote a book about Homer history. It saddens me that we're considering removing David Harum from our sign. It's a very special book with over 1 million copies sold worldwide, and we should be honoring that book. It's not every day that somebody sells 1 million books. It also tells us about life in this village in the 1800s. It's very special. I think we should respect our forefathers who decided to put Homer, the Homeville of David Harum. I just don't think we should be erasing that part of our history.
All right. Anyone else? Anyone? All right, hearing none, moving on. Old business, trash recycling proposal from Syracuse Haulers. So
What are you proposing?
this is to accept the 1-year contract from Syracuse Haulers.
I'm against it for all the known reasons, that you're wasting 119K and we need money. This is a dumb thing to do, especially when we can save money by doing it ourselves. And the 1 year isn't gonna help anything, except lose money. We can do it cheaper in-house, and you can't prove to me that we can't.
I just want to measure twice, cut once on this, that's all.
We've had a whole 2 years since I've worked on it and made presentations and did analysis. We've had Tanya doing analysis for 6 months, and people had discussions, and I'm just saying, if
Well,
we
the
do that,
issue-
it's a waste of money.
I get it, but the
If
issue
you run
is
out, quote me, I only got one.
your
vote.
analysis and her analysis are 1,000,000 miles apart.
That's right, and her
And so-
analysis says Syracuse Haulers with all their overtime and everything is losing money. But somehow they want to do it again for another 5 years. So I think something's significantly wrong.
This is a 1 year.
This is a 1 year extension.
And I
Well,
think,
actually, what we would sign is like the 6 year, but it's cancelable after 1 year each year. Because that's what the proposed contract is,
Right.
so.
Yeah,
I
hey, I
think
look
we're
at one vote.
all in favor of it, I think, but we need to take our time.
We've had 3 years.
Well, I think a big thing too, Ed, is we're pushing the staff of the village pretty hard right now because we're doing a lot. And we're being pretty aggressive on a lot of things, and, you know, we can't afford to pay big bucks to our folks. And so I hate to see us running them into the ground. You know, I just don't think I think we need to take our time and make sure that we do this.
I'm not buying that argument either, especially when I see them standing in front of the doorway, you know, all 6 or 8 of them for, 20, 30 minutes at a time. So they're not working that hard. And we haven't had turnover. People aren't quitting. I'm not buying it, but go ahead. It's only one vote. Just let it be noted.
Duly noted. I would entertain a motion to accept the contract.
I'll make the motion that we accept the contract.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
I'd just like to add that I do agree with that, but I do agree with you also. We just need to be very methodical about when we do it, but I really am for the idea of doing this.
Yeah, I would like to do it. I want to just make sure that we, you know.
You got till November, that the contract doesn't come due till February. You still have 7 months to work on this. They don't need this signed right now. It doesn't come in effect till February or April 1st. So when you're way jumping a gun. You got 7 months. What are you going to learn in 6 months or work another year? We haven't worked on it that much. It's been me and her just recently because this came out. And we have some serious disagreements here that, we could solve it if we, had work sessions and
Well, I think
and did the screen, had the people involved. And then we could get some more input. I think you're way premature. One vote, like I said, I only got one vote.
And I will say that I have had several people contact me asking me why we don't do it ourselves.
You're losing 45,000 from this county, blowing more money. It's worth the risk.
And that's part of the discussion that we're having here. I've had a lot of other residents come to me and say they are very satisfied with the current thing and don't screw it up. And that's my concern here, is if we push this too fast, too forward, and Ed's done a lot of yeoman's work on this. It's been phenomenal. But I just don't think we're there personnel management wise to take this over. And if we screw this up, we are not only screwing ourselves up, but we're screwing every resident in the village.
Never happened.
So I think we're going in the right direction. I just don't think we're there yet.
And you never will at this rate. There's no incentive afterwards to change, because it'll be just fine. These guys do a good job picking it up. I don't have a problem with what they're doing. Not a problem at all. They're doing just fine. But I look at $45,000 county, another, $10,000 or $15,000 that we have to cough up for workman's comp. And here's the list. Should we go through it? And it looks like fire department insurance increase, ladder or truck, 15,000. Attorneys, because of issues in the village that we didn't count on. Where's that money coming from? Guess what? We don't have it. The franchise fees are going away. Every year, Time Warner or Spectrum, they pay us 50,000 right now, are cutting back as people are cutting the cord and going streaming. And there's no laws that say they have to pay us any franchise fee for an internet. And that's the way it's going. And they could drop it. And that would be another 50,000. Remember I said, every 1% increase is only 13,000.
I understand that you believe that we can't screw it up, Ed, but I pushed through quickly an initiative to plow the sidewalks.
And it
Pretty
worked
simple. There were a lot of issues. We had a lot of issues. We had a steep learning curve. Things didn't come in when we expected. There were a lot of bugs that had to get worked out. And that was just plowing sidewalks.
But that wasn't
Can you-
something that people had to pay and had to have done. Plowing on a sidewalk is not required. We all did it before. That if you didn't plow it for 3 weeks, it would have not been, end of the world. But 3 weeks of trash piled up, yeah, that is kind of bad. I'm just saying, I'm done. I'm against it. Done.
All right. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
Very good. All right, up next, new business. We have a firefighter application. Before we get too deep into this, we're gonna need to reject this application. The reason being, if you go to page 2 of 3, right. Are you willing and able to complete the following basic requirements for membership as directed by the Constitution and bylaws of the Homer Fire Department? Attend department fire school within 1 year? No. Attend New York State minimum fire training within 2 years? No. Oh, sorry. So those are requirements. So this application should never have come to us. I don't know if we even need to vote on it or.
I should have asked.
It really is your fault.
When they said that he couldn't do that because he's joining the military, and that's one of the things is, okay.
It's not against him. He's a great guy.
My thing is, okay, was he doing reserves, guard, and is he saying no because he just doesn't know when he's leaving?
He's currently, I believe, Fort Jackson as we speak.
So when is he coming back?
After boot camp. I'm not familiar, you would know more, but I'm just saying he departed yesterday.
Yeah, well, if he departed yesterday, he's got his basic and then he's gonna go on to AIT. And depending upon what his specialty is, he can be gone for a while. So is this something that we can have him reapply after he gets back?
All he's got to do is be available to do those trainings, change those no's to yeses, and then I have no issue.
So Cody, I think that's what he needs to do when he gets back and he has a little bit more solidity to his schedule, reapply.
Other than that, I have no issue with it. Just, that's the only thing.
He jumped the gun a little bit. All right.
We would vote
All right.
rejecting it pending.
Well, can we just table it or?
Yeah, table.
Yeah. Pending his return upon changing.
Yeah.
Resubmitting the packet.
There you go.
I make that motion. What
I
Tim just
seconded
said.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okey-dokey. All right, we need to approve a $289,245 payment for the fire truck.
Pending inspection.
Right. Pending the successful inspection next week.
Make a motion to make the $289,245 payment for it.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay. All right. Review Curtis Smith buyback of cemetery deed.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
Mine's a
I'm
little bit
sorry,
different.
it's, you need to look at mine. We had to pull out the formula, we had to change, and I didn't bring the copies in from all. I
This
thought
was
when I
close
was.
to 500, right?
Well, this one's less, let's take that.
Yeah.
This was not calculated according to the formula that was found. And
Okay.
we thought it was on prime rate, and it is a set rate in the policy. So you'll see the formulas there. So you can just pass it around, and I have
Yep.
copies for you all.
$512.
Yeah, I saw it when I was typing up stuff, and it's sitting on my desk. So,
Motion,
you can have the.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
discussion, favor? Unanimous. Okay.
Who was second?
I think I was.
Okay.
Kevin was first, I was.
Yep, I had the first.
All right, review request by Rebecca Roskus. Credit on the leak here.
We've been doing it. Is it fixed?
It's fixed. She's a tenant. She
Yep.
said that her landlord fixed it.
Yep, I have no problem with this.
No,
I don't either.
I'm good.
I'll make a motion to pay it,
I'll second.
or.
Discussion, all in favor?
Yeah, we've had this a few times, but we have not put this into a policy yet,
Right.
how we do that. Is this something that we need to do?
Over $50 has to come to the board. There is a policy, but it's over 50, so that's why it's here. So,
That's all.
yeah.
Okay, review the uniform policy.
The only updates on this from last time are the composite and the footwear, and then you'll see there's a section on hats that notes the caps have to have the logo and all be the same color, and the knit hats the same.
Just
That
as
was-
we discussed.
All right,
Make a motion to accept the uniform policy?
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Review the flex time policy.
This just shows it has to be in writing ahead, and that the department heads can approve this instead of every single thing coming to you for everyone else.
That'd be splendid. Motion,
I'll make a motion that we accept the review. I make a motion that we accept the new flex time policy as written.
I'll second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Okay. Holiday time policy.
This was as we started to really review employees' time off. Basically, I realized the major holidays they come in for on December 25th and possibly December 31st, if January 1st is a holiday, they don't have time to use it by December 31st. So this is only change, is highlighted, it is only for non-exempt employees that are called into a major holiday in December can carry that to February 28th or 29th, it says the end of the fiscal year. Otherwise, we can't get anyone to work.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Make a motion to accept the flex time policy?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, okay.
This is a big project I'm taking on. The next one is CDBG. This is only some of them. I have like a lot that the county sent me. So these programs have all been complete and need the liens released off of their homes. And for the next month or two, I'll be coming in with a lot more.
Very good. Well, we should, because I felt bad for that gentleman that I
Yeah,
ran into in the parking lot that day.
and it was from 1981 or so.
Yeah.
The lien was left on there.
Yeah,
So what the county says is most of the governments have done this.
Yeah.
And so I asked for a printout of them all so that I can go through them all, and each month we're releasing them till they're gone.
perfect.
We actually will have a couple to add on now.
We talked about this briefly, but if it's just signing a discharge, it's not that.
CDBG requires it to go through the board. These are CDBG
Really?
ones, it's part of the audit program.
Okay.
So if we don't do it and they don't trace it,
Yeah.
so the auditors look for that. And that's why, because it's a liability that they're holding.
Right.
And so it's until it's released,
Okay.
so that's why I put them on. So
But presumably these are all ones that we are satisfied in terms of.
these are all satisfied, that's why they come back through to release them.
That is what makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
and it was like an audit stuff even I had to do when I audited CDBG.
Yeah.
So like, if I don't put it on, we're out.
No, that's good. Good. I did not even tell you the.
Yeah, you're on here.
Finally,
But there's a whole bunch more that we'll be doing,
Conflict of interest.
so.
Make a
All right.
motion to accept
Yeah.
that?
So this will.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes. Okay, Phillips Free Library budget.
So what happened at budget time, we budgeted 4 months, March through June, for Phillips Free Library. We always paid a year. The school proposal was to fund it from September on. We thought it was from July on, but it's technically from September on. What was said at one point was that if there was any lag, we would at least fund that, and then we would consider any else. So through our budget, what went through the abstract and that you guys have signed was the payments through June. As the school is being funded, as the school is funding it from September on, the thing is to at least look at July and August.
Now, the school decided to fund it from September on, but
No,
not when
it was
they
part of
got their
their
budget.
It was part of
I
the
know we
budget.
voted for the budget.
Right, it was voted
And
into the
that was
budget,
back in May.
right, but that's for September on.
All right, so that budget didn't,
It
when
did
we,
go through.
we passed it in May, it doesn't start until September, is
Right.
that correct?
Yeah, so there's,
So we screwed up by, not, by
By not.
assuming July.
Exactly, and what we said at our budget meetings was, if there was any part unfunded, or if it failed in the school referendum, we would take it from fund balance. So when this bill came in and we realized part of it was unfunded, that's why it's
Another
here.
ding, there we go. Fine.
so I'm strongly in favor of supporting our library. And,
So,
it's, something that, you know, I believe that we committed to, and it was just a slight mistake on our part, so I think that we should do this.
So what's the amount? Is that?
$4,833.34 is July and August, so you'll see that, because per month is $24,1667, multiplied by 2 is July and August.
It's still significantly less than the $30,000 for the entire year, even when you combine the two, so.
I'm for it. If it's just another case of getting dinged and not getting monies when we can. So I'm just gonna keep rubbing it in for everybody. I'm a sore loser.
Sort of figured that would happen.
You know?
All right, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we cover the June or the July, August to get them through until the school budget kicks in.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, very good. All right. Little League field upgrades.
Those highlighted as the work to be considered.
Okay, so it's, to put the netting posts up, which we've been talking about over and over and over, and then, some chain link. Yep.
The budget that we have for this is $5,000. So this, if we did both of them, it's gonna be over by 1,565.
Can you remind me what the second part was? I know the first part's the
It says furnish and install 130 here. So
speed
you,
up and netting, or fencing, right?
yeah,
On field one,
Field one.
130 feet.
and
is that in real bad shape, Zach?
it says it's free for the curling fencing on first base to help you.
Wasn't that for the pitchers?
No, it's something separate.
Oh, was it?
This is your
The,
email to go with it and what you suggested.
This is, so first baseline on field one, which is the biggest field, the Little League field, is curling in. There's some spots that definitely need it.
So wait, it's replacing the whole chain link?
I believe it's going down the whole link, right? Rather than piecing it together. The thought process and that I believe was that by the time you piece it all together and take the time to connect the chain to what's existing, you'll be at or over the price of just replacing the whole strip.
Can we limp through another season with it the way it is?
Yeah.
All right, then I would like to see a motion that eliminates that, but does do the netting posts, because that's a safety issue, and that's something we've been talking about for 2 years now.
And then 130 foot had nothing to do with that, right?
130 foot, oh, no,
No.
Right, that was just where it's grown over in the bottom, right?
correct, I believe so.
Because were we
And bottom tension wire, right?
raising any of those pipes though along that stretch
I can't recall at this point.
for the netting?
I believe that's part of the whole,
Or is that part of the top part?
I believe that's part of the top part, the netting post.
Okay.
The netting is big enough to run all the way across.
Okay.
So if we need another small section.
I just don't want
it's
us,
cheap.
you know, lack of hole or anything stupid like that, so.
I'll make a motion to fund the baseball field netting posts to the cost of $4,640.
I'll second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. Budget modification for grant 544 ME 96-17. Our favorite grant.
Enterprise, just a small little correction of training, the required training of all the applicants. was a line item in the original application. I'm making an adjustment for it, $750 and taking out of the administration portion, which was at 10,000.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to make this adjustment.
I made the last one, I don't want to be.
I'll make
it.
Wait, why don't you second?
I'll second it.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Very good. Hey, budget adjustments.
Most of them are in the general fund this time, as every department has accounts broken down now, so, honestly, let's see. The fire truck repair is one of the biggest ones. We have to move that up to the 200 account. It's sitting in the 400. The garbage cans is the same thing at parks. You'll see the breakdown. When some of the sports were started, football and softball, we thought we have employees, but we contracted out with other leagues. So we moved that to the contractual line to pay for them. The van is just recognizing the reserves that we already voted on, but we didn't do the budget adjustment. And then in contractual, it increases some of them that we already spent because we took the lines out of, like, for instance, softball, where we didn't spend it all. So we used it in Babe Ruth. I also included on here the library one, hoping we did it for that amount. So that I didn't have to come back in. The water and sewer are just moving them out of, for the laptop there for the driveway was just in a different account than he wanted, so that's just moving it. And then the other one is moving contractual to the fixed asset.
Very good. Tim?
You need a motion?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept your adjustments.
So, no good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. All right. We've come to everyone's favorite part of the evening. Attorney.
A couple of things, hopefully quick. We passed the sidewalk cafe law. We need to get an actual application together for them now to.
So they can apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
You had the one from Portland that looked pretty good to me. It's pretty much.
Scribble out, just white out Portland.
If that's
Well, you kind of made a lot of the adjustments, didn't you? That one you
Yeah, I
said?
thought
Yeah.
that I did
The only
that.
thing we had to do was fill in the law number. She did it all already. She sent it to us. She's just waiting to fill in the law number from here.
Okay.
Very good.
And the second thing was we briefly talked about the car parking situation on Central Park Place. Did we need to modify that to the school? Give us any feedback on?
I haven't, I'll have to ask Bob again to see. I don't know.
Just so we know, it shouldn't be too hard, but we do need to make sure we get it seasoned in front of you guys and then also properly notice.
We may also need to talk to the churches too, because I know on Sunday that gets back on both sides.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll put him on it.
Just so we know, and I can change that as needed.
Good deal.
Those are procedures.
That's it?
That's it.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Board members. Ed, finish off.
I don't have any weapons, no.
No more bricks or something.
Unleash the rest of your anger upon me.
No, there's no anger.
Okay, anything else? No. You enjoying campus, summer?
Yes, I am.
That's good. Tim, you got anything?
Just, I've been hearing that the lights are still not working correctly at the basketball courts at night.
No, they should be set now.
Okay, because this was like 5-6 days ago, they said they weren't working.
They were working great the other night when I come home from work.
They should be. Perfect.
Okay.
Other than that, did we have any leftover money from anything that we've done grant-wise that could be contributed to that?
Not yet. We're still in the middle of the playground, but that's where all the money that we're looking at in our budget is. So until the playground's up, we don't.
We won't know.
What we should do though is, I know you want something to do, Zach. Could you start amassing quotes for what we really need to do there? Sure. As far as replacing the baskets and all that. 'Cause
That was the adjustable pole thing.
you want adjustable, right?
Yep,
And,
that way if there's little kids that have like a, say a camp or something there, they can adjust
Yeah.
it for it.
yeah, and then, we should probably,
I
Steel
generically
toe.
did one and it was like $2,500 a hoop setup.
okay,
But I'm sure you can find better deals out there than that. That was just a brief Google search. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Water fountains installed, the lights have been working, Buzz did the water fountain, because the lining's supposed to be Monday,
Okay.
and then, the hooks came in for the basketball net. So the basketball rims are coming down Monday or Tuesday and being back up Tuesday.
Answers all the questions. Thank you.
The one thing I would recommend is if we could look into doing the LED lighting upgrade.
oh, we will.
We will.
Get rid of the hand timer.
Yeah.
In the cabinet itself, there's a really nice timer that someone's put in the past that we should be using instead of
Well, I think
that,
that was
just to
the
have a
original-
window.
Yeah,
That timer was the original plan, I think, back when I was a kid.
Well, this is a fairly new programmable timer in there, so right now we've got it shut off where the light should not come on after, I think it's 10:30 or 11 PM.
yeah,
There's no power going to the switch anymore.
yeah.
It's still on the timer that counts back, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard from a lot of kids that they won't even bother to use it because they'll forget to go and do it. They'll come early enough before it's dark. And then when they forget, it takes, the lamp has to warm back up.
It takes forever.
And by then they're on.
We're gonna go to the LEDs and then
It'll be instant.
Yeah, there may actually be an added day when I think about it, because they didn't plan the playground showing up Monday. The playground equipment is coming Monday. I know there's a lot of guys, but that's coming Monday. And then, the helmets are coming too.
Tomorrow.
So, and the storage shed is now coming Monday too. So they weren't planning it all and then they were doing all that, so you might see one day delay or something.
That's all right.
Monday or Tuesday back.
As long as it's in the works, it's okay.
Yeah.
it works.
I called Mike.
Pat?
For anybody out there that has cheerleading or football photos, please come to the village office and pick them up
From last year.
from last year. That's all I have.
All right. Kevin, you got anything?
Just today alone, I had 4 different discussions or conversations in regards to the signage. Some of them were very interesting, some of them were a little bit heated, but a lot of interest, and a lot of talk going on about those things.
Kevin, I applaud you for you hold a town hall every single day. Yeah. How many pros, how many cons, where are we at?
It was about 50-50.
50-50, goodness gracious, okay. All right,
Something to the balance.
yep, all right. Anything else before we go into executive session?
What's happening on 111?
Yep, but that's executive session.
Okay. LED lights.
We are making progress. LED lights, as Dan got an update, Grid is redoing the contract with us. The Public Service Commission kind of hit them back and said, nope, not good enough. So the one they sent us needs to be redone. David has said it's being redone. He said he thought we'd have it in a few days.
By midweek.
Midweek.
We made that comment midweek, so it really makes midweek.
Yeah, so as usual, Grid, it takes longer than they say, but we should have that soon, and then I anticipate they'll start doing the design part of the build. I know that the contractor is sort of keeping tabs on that, and that's when we'll talk to them about adding the LED lights at the playground, at the basketball court, et cetera, et cetera. We'll make sure all of that gets in.
I know it fell apart of the season, but is there any possibility that the Casey Field project goes forward in the future?
We applied with the CFA grant funding round 1 to purchase that. So that's one of the items. And so we will know in December. Yes. Anything else? All right, we need to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters and real estate.
Excuse me,
New York State
personnel
Council's articles.
matters are not a sufficient reason to go into executive session.
It determines on whether they stay employed or not. That's what we're talking about in personnel.
And that's absolutely sufficient.
Okay, it just has to be specifically worded, and same with, real estate.
Real estate acquisition,
Yes, I just needed you to say that.
I did say that.
And this
Latest
is the
acquisition.
proposed acquisition of real estate?
Yes.
Okay, all right,
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
just
fine.
making sure, you know.
No, I got you, I got you.
Listen, it was way worse for county this week.
I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I put us all through the ringer. I'm fine with it. All right, can I have a motion?
I'd like the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much.
Maynard on his way
You
over.
on the way back?
Yep. I told him we won't start this section.
Stand up real quick. Check everybody's files. Oh, it's not online.
Yeah, you actually, in the, I think it's letter that, the bottom section that says like medical financial history. You have to actually be very.
Oh, that's right.